Have you ever found yourself saying, "Oh my god, I want to change, yeah, I want the change now. I know I deserve better. I can't keep living like this all my life." Now, you've said this, you've complained, you've cribbed, but days have gone by, months have gone by, sometimes years have also gone by, and somehow nothing has changed. Not because you don't know what to do, not because you're lazy, not because you're not capable, but because a part of you is quietly benefiting from staying exactly where you are. Now, before you disagree and say, no, no, of course not, I want you to listen to me. I want you to stay with me. Because every behavior we repeat, remember, even the painful behavior that we repeat, usually gives us something. Maybe it gives us attention, a sense of safety, familiarity, control, certainty, whatever it is. And until we understand what we are gaining by staying stuck, we'll keep losing the life we are trying to build for ourselves. We'll keep complaining. Today, we are talking about the hidden payoff of staying stuck and why your greatest obstacle may actually not be the fear of failure but unconscious comfort you're used to. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today, we are going to have a conversation that may actually make a lot of you very uncomfortable because we are going to challenge your belief many of us hold. We often think that we are stuck because we lack confidence or discipline or opportunity or clarity. And while all of these things may be true and they do matter, of course they do, they are not always the only reason we are stuck. Sometimes the life we complain so much about is also protecting us from something we are even more afraid of. So I'll give you an example over here, okay? If you stay in this unhappy job of yours, you will never have to risk failing a new one. If you stay in this unhealthy, toxic relationship of yours, you never have to face living alone. If you keep doubting yourself, you never have to test whether and what you're actually capable of. If you keep postponing your dream, you never have to discover whether it will succeed or not. And that's the paradox of it. What hurts us can also make us feel very safe. Our brain is wired for familiarity, not happiness all the time. So if pain feels very familiar to you, your nervous system may choose familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. Not because you are enjoying the suffering bit, but because certainty feels safer than possibility. One of the most powerful questions I once asked my clients was that if staying stuck in this situation is costing you so much, my dear, what is it that you're getting out of it? What is it? Think, what is it giving you that you're actually just staying stuck and not moving? Now, the answer to this question often changes everything. Not with judgment or anything, but just with awareness. Awareness is where transformation begins. So today let's uncover the hidden emotional rewards that keep us stuck and how recognizing them is the first step towards genuine freedom. Firstly, staying stuck protects you from failure. Like I said, if you never start, you will never fail. If you never apply for the job, you will never get rejected for it. If you never speak up, you will never get criticized. So remaining stuck is safer sometimes than risking the disappointment. But remember, safety and fulfillment, they don't live together. So if you're going for safety, fulfillment will not come to you, and vice versa. Number two, your identity has actually become very attached to struggle. Sometimes you've spent so many years being the strong one, the victim, the people pleaser, the woman who has sacrificed everything to keep everybody happy, that you no longer know who you would be without this struggle. Healing asks you to release not only your pain, but the identity you've built around it. And that often is harder than we expect. Number 3, being stuck keeps you emotionally very comfortable. So growth is exciting, but it's also very uncomfortable. It asks you to have difficult conversation. It asks you to set boundaries. It asks you to take risks, risk rejection also. It asks you to be seen. It asks you to say no. It asks you to start again. Staying where you are, okay, may be very painful, but at least you know you will survive it. You don't have to risk anything. The unknown asks something different from you. It asks you to trust yourself, and hence you choose to stay stuck. Number 4, you receive validation for your struggle. And this one is very subtle, okay? When you're struggling, people comfort you, people support you, people have empathy, sympathy for you, people encourage you, people check on you. Your pain creates connection without realizing it. Okay? Now, a part of you begins associating struggle with receiving love and attention because that's what you've been getting. But imagine how different life could feel if you actually believed you were worthy of all the love and attention. Even when you were not suffering, that you will still, actually receive all the love, all the respect, even when you're not struggling, and if you've, taken a choice for yours, made a choice for yourself, and you've done something for yourself. Number 5, staying stuck allows you to avoid full responsibility. Now, this one is not about the blame, it's about the ownership. As long as life is somebody else's fault, you never have to make the uncomfortable decisions that change it. You don't have to leave, you don't have to speak up, you don't have to forgive, you don't have to heal, you don't have to begin again. Responsibility can be very, very frightening. But remember, that is also where real power lives. Because the moment you realize that you have a choice to make, everything begins to change. And that is important. So, if today's episode resonated with you, I want you to know that you're not stuck because you enjoy suffering. You are stuck because some part of you believes that staying where you are is safer than stepping into the unknown. And there is nothing wrong with that. That is how human mind is. But there is also a beautiful truth. The version of you that created these protective patterns for yourself is not the same woman listening to this podcast today. You've grown, you've learned, you've become more aware, you've, upscaled. And perhaps what I feel that if you've actually heard me through the podcast today, I actually feel you're finally ready to choose freedom over this familiar comfort. So, well, today I also invite you to ask yourself one question. Okay, you don't have to answer this to me, but ask yourself this: what is staying stuck protecting you from? And don't answer this too quickly. Sit with it, journal about it, be curious about it. Because behind every stuck pattern, there is usually an unmet need. And once you meet that need in a healthier way by being your best friend, you no longer need that pattern anymore. So, well, that's it for today. Like, comment, share this episode with whoever you feel needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to the Flight to Fulfillment podcast on either YouTube or Spotify or Apple or Substack, wherever you're more comfortable, so that you don't miss out on a single dose of inspiration coming your way. Until next time, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now, but asking you to come and join our community, the Freedom Divas Hub, if conversations like these speak to your heart. Because this community is where women learn to break free from emotional patterns, rebuild their self-worth, and create lives rooted in courage, clarity, and conscious choice. I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.